Hi, Doc, today. And so I took the pump off the Buick. This is the one that came off. And this, when I took it out, I discovered there's no spring. There's supposed to be a spring where that little tab is down there. Supposed to be a spring that goes from there to this part here. And obviously, there isn't one. So I've got this other pump. I'm taking it apart. As you can see, there is a spring on it. And it's supposed to, when it goes down, it's supposed to spring up. But this arm here is too long. And I tried putting this pump on before, and I fought with it for hours, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. But what was wrong was this arm was too long and was hitting inside the motor, and it runs off a cam, and it's something like the Chevy 305s or 350s, whatever, runs off the cam and just kind of goes up and down like this here and pumps. But this here, you can see the difference. The one is way longer than the other. You can see, well, back further, you can see the one behind it is a lot shorter. You can see this way here is, well, like this here, it's sure you can see the one that's closest to us is shorter than the one behind. And it's also it doesn't come up as high. You see here how this here is coming up high, and this one here is down low. So anyway, I'm going to switch these arms and see if that works. But in order to do that, I got to take it apart. And this is my first time taking anything like this apart. I thought it was just a matter of taking this pin out, taking this arm out, but obviously it's not that easy. So anyway, I'm going to take it apart. I'll show you what I'm up against, and maybe we'll all learn something. Okay, I need this arm. I got to take the arm out of this fuel pump here and put it in my other fuel pump. So the first thing I got to do, there's a pin that I got to grind off. I got to grind the end of this pin off. This pin here goes through to hold this arm on, or help hold the arm on. So first thing I got to do is grind this tip off here and then push this rod through. And now don't lose this washer. You got to pop this little washer off. You got to use a little chisel to pop it off. But don't lose that, because you got to use it on your next one. There, now just take a little punch this pin through. And I got the pin out. Now I'm going to take the top off the, hang on, I'll just take all these screws out. But what you should do is mark the top and the bottom, so the rotation is the same. And it's important that the rotation is the same, because of these orifices. These have to be rotated the right way. So mark it. Just remove all these screws and don't lose them. Now we take out this last screw here, wherever it is. Take your other hand and hold the top down, because there is a spring inside here, and it could pop this out and you kind of lose your parts. If it doesn't pop off by itself, and just slowly release this diaphragm from the casting. So just be careful when you take this apart. Okay, you can see the spring here. It's a little retainer here. Sometimes it's the cap, sometimes it's not. But anyway, this spring, that's what pops the top off. So just watch you don't lose that. Here's the diaphragm here. I don't know how good this is, but anyway, this here is hooked onto the bottom here. See the little square there? That hooks onto the two arms in here. I'll see if that moves the diaphragm up and down. Anyway, we got to get that out now. And I think I got to take the other end off. Yeah, I got to take the other end off to release that, because there's a diaphragm on the other side that is also connected to this here. So anyway, I'll clean this here up real good, then I'll flip it over, take the other side off. Okay, what I did here, I left two screws in, but they're not tight. I backed them way off. Then I just took my little hammer and I just tapped on here. Now don't tap too hard because you end up breaking it. And I tapped on here, tapping it up. If that doesn't work, well, you got to get a chisel in here, and it popped up. It is spring loaded. So anyway, just be careful. Don't take those other two screws out. Take the top off. There, got the screws out. Oh, that's nasty in there. Real nasty. Okay, if I push down this diaphragm, it should release the arm inside here. There, I was having trouble getting that up because there's two different diaphragms. One set of diaphragms hooks onto here. The other diaphragm hooks onto there. You'll see when you take it apart, because you got the two diaphragms, one up here, one down there, and you got to unhook both of them to get this here out. So anyway, the hard part is putting them back together again. But we'll try her, see what happens. Here, I don't know if you can see this or not, but down inside, here's my diaphragm, this here, and it's got to hook onto this rod here. The only way to do it is to push the diaphragm up. There. You can see this here. See that here's the diaphragm here. There's a diaphragm there, and there's a little arm. There has to hook onto, so it goes up and down. Then the other one, the other diaphragm, this diaphragm goes on here, and it hooks on these two rods right here. And it's just a matter of just putting it on a little bit of an angle and slipping it in. It's fairly easy. Just like that. And then once it's pushed down, everything's good. So now it's just a matter. You can see this here. This here is, I can only turn it a certain amount because it's just rocking on the arms that are in here. So anyway, I'll just go ahead and I'll put here's my, don't forget your spring. Oh, don't lose it. Don't forget your two lines you had before. Holding it down. Line moves up. Get one screw started. Just go ahead and tighten these down. Well, don't tighten them down, just snug them down. Do a crisscross pattern. We get a nice even pressure. Yeah, when putting this portion of the fuel pump together, make sure your diaphragm is hooked onto the arm under there. You line your two reference marks up. Put a screw in, one on either side. Make sure it's through the diaphragm. Don't fray the diaphragm. Now get a wrench or pliers. I'm just using vice grips because they're handy. Pull up on this as far as you can. You can see the whole cap goes down. That means the diaphragm is being compressed. Start your screws. One on either side. About halfway down. That way you know you're holding the cap on. Put the rest of your screws in. Now you can tighten down the rest of your screws. By pulling up on this arm, what you're doing, you're preloading the diaphragm in here. And according to Mike from Then and Now, that prevents the diaphragm from prematurely wearing out. So I want to make sure that I do that. There. One side done. You know, the same with this side here. Line up your reference marks, put a screw in either side, and you can hand tighten them down just so that they catch. Once you get one catch caught on either side, then you go ahead and put the rest of your screws in. Snug two up that are crossing each other, just so you know that the diaphragm is down tight. Then go ahead and tighten up your other screws. And we just test her out. The section is blowing. But anyway, that's a wrap. Take this puppy, put it in the car and see if it works. That'll be tomorrow's video. Well guys, got her done. One unit again. It seems to be sucking and blowing. Can't beat that, eh? Tomorrow I'm going to put this on. I'm running out of time today. So tomorrow's video, not tomorrow, but the next video is going to be I'm going to put this on and see if it actually does work. It should, but you never know. So anyway, got the small arm. Seems to be working good. on the bench anyway, so we'll put her together and hopefully be a success. So anyway, guys, thanks for hanging around. We'll see you in the next one. Well, no, you'll see me in the next one. I won't see you. Anyway, bye now.